I wasn't going to cover this because I could see that Alec Baldwin was really grieving over the accident that happened on the movie Rust. But after watching the interview on ABC with George Stephanopoulos, I changed my mind. So to recap, Alec Baldwin, I believe, accidentally shot his cinematographer, Elena Hutchins, and unfortunately she deceased, and then also injured Joel Souza, who was the director, on the set of the movie Rust. And it's weeks later now, and he's now claiming that he didn't pull the trigger. Never heard that before, but now he's claiming it on this interview, okay? And the interview was very heartfelt, I could tell. Yes, he was very emotional, okay? And he was crying. White man crying. I wonder if Joy Reid's going to talk about the white tears with Alec Baldwin the way she did with Kyle Rittenhouse. I wonder. Yeah, racists going to be racists. But I did a little bit of research just to see if people are buying into this or not. Well, did Alec Baldwin pull the trigger? Rust camera assistant says guns don't just go off. Okay, so there was a camera assistant there on set named Lane Looper. And he's, he watched this interview and he said, he heard Alec Baldwin say the trigger wasn't pulled. I didn't pull the trigger. No. I would never point a gun at anyone and pull the trigger at them. Never. And then I guess Lane's not buying into this. He's like, man, guns don't just go off. The single action .45 revolver handled by Alec Baldwin required multiple active steps to discharge and kill Elena Hutchins. And then he says the gun had to be loaded with live ammunition, held and pointed, the hammer of the weapon manually cocked, the trigger pulled, and it was not a magic firing weapon. I would tend to agree, So is Hollywood backing up? Wait. Okay, so John Schneider rails against Alec Baldwin for claiming he didn't pull the trigger. So let's see. Schneider, let's see. He feels that after watching the interview, this was all designed to make us feel sorry for Alec Baldwin, and claim the actor's teary-eyed emotional response during the interview was BS. Okay, and it's an opinion. I mean, I don't know if it was all BS, but yeah, it was kind of a feel sorry for Alec Baldwin kind of thing. I did catch the smell of that. And he says 3 weeks ago it was a prop gun. 4 weeks ago nobody knew how in the world the real weapon was loaded on set. Today he didn't pull the trigger. Okay, now we're just hearing about that. What kind of idiots do you take us for? Okay, it's complete nonsense, and I tend to agree with Schneider there. I mean, guns just don't go off for no reason, especially this type of weapon. And man, it's tough because I've always been an Alec Baldwin fan. I really like his work. I'm a director and I spend, I work with actors, man, and I got respect for that. But in this case, I just can't walk this with you, Alec. I can't. Okay, I can't walk and live this lie with you. Okay. And why is this no trigger pull thing just coming out now, man? It just doesn't quite sit right. But I believe, and this is an opinion, he got some legal advice that said, look, bitch, you fucked up, okay? And unless you throw out some kind of a distraction and get them to have to prove that the gun didn't just go off, right, and fight that theory in some way, then you could be in big trouble, okay? We need to distract them from the obvious. And what is the obvious? Well, there was a reckless clown on set who aimed a loaded weapon at the main crew and pulled the trigger. That's my opinion. And again, no facts. Just this is look. I've been on set enough times and seen the way these adult children, namely actors, play with props on set, and there isn't a whole lot of respect for them. And it's been my experience with it. Now we've always been very, very, very careful when it comes to weapons on set, but they just treat them like toys, and especially when an actor has some power on set, like he does. So, regardless of how the events led up to the actual shooting, look, ALEC, this is why we don't point a gun at something we don't intend to destroy, right? I own guns. I shoot guns. I have a wheel gun revolver. I own a 19th century single action replica. And in my opinion, this is just BS all day long. And that's it. I just can't walk this lie with you. I can't. Guns just don't go off. Maybe they do in Jussie Smollett's world of imagination, right? Where guns just do things, okay? But no, not here. Either way, liberals will defend ALEC. The media will protect him. I believe he's above the law, and he's an elite. He's gonna walk. If I was a betting person, that's what I would bet. But I don't know anything for sure. But if history tells us anything, that's how it will go. The blame will likely fall on some other schmucks on set. Maybe this assistant director, what's his name, David Halls. That might be the case, or someone else, probably lower the shit rolls downhill kind of thing. You know what I mean? I do believe it was an accident. I just want to go on record and say, I don't think Baldwin killed or injured intentionally. Okay. But I think he is completely lying intentionally. And that's what I picked up from the interview. To me, it was a real display of, for lack of a better way of saying, a liberal mindset. I'm the victim here. Someone else is responsible. I didn't do anything wrong. The gun just fired. It just went off. That's what guns do, right? That's what they do. They just fire, right? And if you buy into the lie, okay, I think that you miss the value of a tragedy such as this. I'm not saying that there is anything good to come out of this. It's a tragic thing, and nobody would want this to happen, least of all ALEC, okay? But when something like this happens, you've got to step back and at least learn something, right? Reactive, childish, immaturity, stupidity with no accountability, forsaking any responsibility, any place, in business, on set, in government, ends oftentimes with tragic results. People get injured, even killed. And the question here is, will we learn? Will we learn? Or will we just buy into another lie? Right? And we are being lied to left and right and being forced to live with those lies. If my feelings, unless we have Baldwin's status, his influence, his money, his connections, it's doubtful that tragedies based on lies or covered by lies, let's just say, will play out the same way for us. That's all I got. Guys, please subscribe to the channel, ring the subscription bell, follow me on Facebook. I do have a Patreon as well, and sign in at midnightamerican.com and become a member of the Night Crew so that we can stay in touch. Thank you so much for sharing this time with me. And until next time, know yourself better than you know anyone else.